Hello, everybody. Rick Melero here, and I am here in our Cashflow Mastermind with high net worth guys. One of those guys happens to be one of my passive investors and a good friend, Raj. Raj, say hello.
Hi, everybody.
Raj, what we've done with these podcasts as we do these conferences, what I love about what we're doing in this circle is you have a bunch of high performers that are earning income, that are looking for ways to deploy their money safely so they can build more cash flow. And there have been so many cool ideas and strategies that people share that it just keeps sharpening our axe, if you will. But now, many of our audiences that we're talking to are real estate investors that are looking for capital sources. But what we've also seen, even in many of the discussions with these investors, is that they're not looking for a company and just for a bunch of capital. They're really looking for a relationship, for a partner that can help them not only to provide money, but also that will provide additional resources or a relationship, someone they can go to when they have a deal to fund. So, what I'd like to start today with is by asking just a little bit about you. So, Raj, why don't you tell the audience of real estate investors who are you? Because I know you have an amazing background. Just talk a little bit about that.
Sure. Basically over the last part of my life, I've built kind of our wealth creation on acquiring and buying businesses,
Okay.
buying them at X, scaling them to Y, and then kind of flipping them over or keeping them in our portfolio if it's something that made sense. It was in our DNA, something that we love to do, into our culture, and that's kind of how we how we built it. And it's a family business, so I brought my boys into it,
I love it.
and so we're kind of building this company that we call Street Bridge Group. And the name kind of came out because we're connecting what we do on the street as a bridge to kind of the next place
I
where
love
we're
it.
going, right? So that's kind of
Absolutely
what we
love
did,
that.
right? So that's kind of how we got started. Big family, big community group. We've done stuff around the country, but we are really centric to our community and our belief system. That's kind of how we got.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So a lot of background in business, and you've sold businesses as well. So
I
you
have.
understand the difference between taking it from here, building the value, streamlining the processes. How does that translate to an active investor? I mean, obviously that's a lot of experience to be able to share to help, because let's face it, I've had a lot of investors that, just mom and pop.
Yeah.
They don't know how to operate a business. So here they are flipping a deal, but they don't realize they can turn this into so much more.
Yeah. So what we try to do is when we go into a relationship, we call these partnerships or relationships that we get into when we bring investors in or we use our own monies, we try to have a solution that encompasses everything that we'll need to get comfort, mitigate downside risk, and allow us to operate in a manner where it's really transparent, right? So there's a lot of transparency in saying, listen, if they have a question, we have an answer. So we try to put these bullets in place and kind of build this vista of saying, hey, you know what? This is what we've got. This is why we think it makes sense. This is why we think the risk is mitigated. This is where we think it's a better performer than what you are looking at now. And what can we do to get you comfortable to answer three questions? Does it make sense for us? Does it make sense for you? And does it make sense for the project? And all three have got to touch. Otherwise, we won't proceed down that road.
I love that. I love that, because indirectly, by having that philosophy, even if an investor brings an opportunity and it doesn't fit, you're not going to let them walk into a trap. And so that's really valuable, because you're almost mentoring these investors to almost have a second set of eyes.
Yeah, and by making a ton of mistakes over the years, right? What we've learned is that it's not for everybody, and in the pursuit of success, sometimes, in our boldness, we make mistakes, right? And so we've learned from those mistakes, and we now know it's better to walk away and say, this isn't for us, than to try to force the deal. And what I like dealing with you is that you've also gone through these journeys and these ups and downs. And it's nice to have that backfill, right? To be able to say, listen, am I looking at this right? Is this the right thing? Right? Because we can kind of get caught in that mountaintop. So yeah, I think it works for us.
That's a really good point. Really good point. Now, earlier you talked about, because of your business has been almost nationwide, is there a specific parameter or area that you want to stay focused on, for any investors looking right now and wanting to work with you and learn from you? Is there a city, state that you're focused on, or are you pretty much just open for opportunities?
So I love the Southeast, out of Metro Atlanta, Georgia. We love those southern states. We've been there for a long, long time. We will look at any opportunity, whether it's in the United States or outside. We've got some connectivities in other countries. But what we want to know is we want to make sure we can manage the deal if it's remote, right? So I don't think at being as a passive investor, we still need to have eyes and legs on and be comfortable that we understand the DNA and the culture of that area of the country whether it's in the United States or somewhere else, because everything's a little bit different. It's all regionalized. So no, I love the Southeast, but we will look at any deal.
I love it. That's
Absolutely.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
really, really good to know.
Yeah.
As far as funding types, obviously you're very particular about what you're looking for, but what type of financing do you like to do? Is it fix and flip only, or do you have a?
Great question. So it's kind of fluid. I love light commercial. Kind of familiar with it. I love multifamily retail together. What we're looking for is we're looking for things that allow us to match the marketplace. Right. So if the marketplace kind of shifts as we look at it, we're trying not to be all things to all people, but we love this box of multifamily. We love this box of small commercial, and we'll look at fix and flip. Not absolutely. We'll look at the deals because we believe those partnerships, that fix and flip individual may be a multi-unit person down the road.
100%.
Right?
That's a really good point.
Sort of plant these seeds, and if it doesn't fit for us, how can we work with them, or how can we help them? And conversely, just continue to build relationships.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's a really good point. I've seen over the years of many, many millions of dollars we've done that there's a lot of clients that start at one level, and as they get to a level of competency and success, they start thinking, whoa, diversification, what do I do? And so you being able to help them to transition to a portfolio, that's a very valuable.
It's really cool bringing younger people that are building their businesses, right? Because I'm on the back nine now, I'm not on the front nine. And it's just basically helping them kind of build these, because I have young, they're in their 30s, my boys. And it's great to watch them grow, and their network of friends we're helping to grow now in their businesses. And, I think it all comes back.
Yes. Yeah. No, absolutely. Man, Raj, I love talking to you, man. So for anyone here that's watching that's saying, man, I want a mentor and I want a capital partner, how do they reach you?
So there's a couple of ways. You can go to our website, streetbridgeventures.com. You can email me directly, rk@streetbridgeventures.com, and then all of our information is in those two areas, and somebody will get back to you.
That is awesome. Yeah, awesome. Sure. Well, guys, if you're looking for the real deal that can help you fund your projects and mentor you to go to the next level, this is your man.